What's going on, team? What's going on, team? Hope you guys are having a fantastic night. A little late today, but it's all good. Right, it's a good thing that I'll be doing tonight's class. Gonna be a little quick, right? So gonna delete these drawings, right? This was just me today showing you guys obviously the trend that we're in, right? And what we're looking for. So let's take this off. Right, so as we know, right, when it's looking for the weeks, we know that there's no continuations. So at this point, all I'm going to be looking for is obviously just a 30-minute time frame and what we're looking for in the day-to-day basis, right? I want to be looking for continuations, right? So let's update our 4-hour time frame on AU, right? So we finally got a change of character, right? We got the change of character, the new low was made, and now we have the BOS. So now for AU, we know we can start looking for price to continue this downtrend, right? Now on the other hand, we have these highs here. $30-minute, right? In the 30-minute time frame, we also had these breaks, right? Broke out of these lows, gave us this high to the low that we're trading in now. And so AU is one that we're looking for price to go down. We finally got the break. Now we're just looking for the pullback to happen to then continue these trends to the downside. So gonna be waiting this one out again. AU finally made the push that we were looking for, right? The push that we were waiting for to happen in a few days, it did it just with one candle with the news that hit today. So another a pair that moves 38 pips did 100 pips. So let's keep going. CHF-JPY, 2 days of drop on the third day, which was today, gave us a third day of drop. It's perfect. Right now we know after 3 days of drop, market must chop or go up. So we know for today, price reached the 4-hour low. Go back to the 4-hour time frame. Right, we know we've reached these 4-hour lows. Today's trades are simple. You have low, high, lower, low. Once we break out of these highs, this is when we can start looking for price to continue that push to the top side. Right, where we have clean traffic up here. Again, if you guys need me to explain anything you guys have any questions, let me know. Any pairs you guys want me to go over as well, let me know. Right, so here on the 30-minute time frame, we had this low, this high, this low broke, which then gave us this high and this low. Right, I'm not gonna count this as a pullback. Just gonna say we're trading between these lows and these highs. Right now we're in the middle of that, reaching the bottom, right? Because we want to see price go to the top. So once now price is reaching the bottom, this is where we want to start seeing price start bouncing up and go to the top side. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. On to the next one, right? So EURCAD is another one. We're looking for price to go up daily time frame, right? We're in the middle, still in the middle of consolidation. So I'm not gonna be messing around too much with EURCAD, right? As we can see, we're at the bottom of consolidation and price swept the lows, right? Grabbed everybody out and then went up. So we have a day of rise, perfect, but we're still in the middle of the consolidation. So this is one that I'm just letting go until we get the break out of the zone. Once we get the break out of this zone, again, just a clean break out of these zones, then I'll start looking to get into a trade. Until then, I'm not gonna mess around with this. EURUSD daily time frame once again, just to see where we're at. Right, we're going finally reaching the low of the zone. Right, so POI number 1, we can see it's already being disrespected, which is the 4-hour time frame. Price already broke below, which is good. Right, it's what we're expecting. We are wanting to see price push down below here on EURUSD. right? Still making higher highs and higher lows and higher time frame. We're still got to reach the bottom of consolidation, right? And this is one today. Again, not trading counter, but rules played out, right? Engulfing candle at the top of the zone. Price went down, consolidated, swept the highs. With the candle that swept the highs, gave us the retest of the zone to continue this push to the bottom side, right? But again, this is trading counter. I don't trade counter. I trade with the trend, with the overall market maker's trend. So this is why I'm not even taking a look at Euro USD. GJ, we have the rise again, right? Finally broke above the 4-hour zone. Once we broke above, gave us a retest to continue the push to the top side. So this is looking good again. Finally broke, right? Let's break this down here, right? We finally broke above the no trade zone. Why was it the no trade zone? Because we were in the middle of the 4-hour high and the 4-hour low. Right, now that we broke above our 4-hour high, now we know that our next target zone is going to be this gap at 191,486. Right, so when they move, we move. Right, we have a week of rise last week. This week, if we end at a rise, we'll have 2 weeks of rise. We already know next week what our target is. So at this point that we broke above and we retested and price went back to the top side, could we expect price to give us a nice little pullback before we continue this push to the top side? It could be, right? Would be ideal for us to see a pullback. So we just got to be patient right now. At this point, we have this break, gave us this low, and the high that we're in now. Right. So at this point, you would be like, okay, where are you expecting price to pull back to? Right. Let's start adding our point of interest. Right. And the easiest one to pinpoint is the Fibonacci retracements. Right. So with the move that we see here, I'm not expecting this to be a flag post pattern. Right. Even though we do have clean imbalance moves to the top side. Right, fast movements to the top side, but because we do have the 4-hour zone at the top, yes, we do have this retest, which was the wick. Even though it is a wick, again, wicks, especially when they're a big sized wick, they're a gap in the market, right? At one point, price is gonna want to come back and fill the gap up, right? So with that being said, the fact that we have a 50% retracement, the gap, and we have the 4-hour zone in the same spot, my POY is gonna be the 50% retracement, right? My POY number 1, but I'm not gonna mark that. What I'm gonna mark is the last red candle before the push up, right, which is here. Right, so this is gonna be my POI that I'm gonna mark for the pullback, and this is where price is gonna pull back down to then retrace up. GU, daily time frame, again, market makers pattern. Where are we? We're at the top of the first zone of consolidation or an uptrend, right? So not bad. Finally reaching the top side after being in the bottom, but we're still consolidating. Now in the lower time frames, in the 4-hour and the 30-minute, you can see where price was making still lower low, lower high, lower low, and right now price is still just consolidating, and we made another low today. Right, so GU is still a pair that I'm not going to be actively looking at. US30 daily time frame, 3 months of rise. This month I'm not expecting another month of rise, but we do have a gap in the market. The start of the month, we know it resets the gap. So could we go up? Yes. Am I expecting it? No. The weekly time frame, we have a week of no net, so nothing really, right? We know that we created a 4-hour high today, right? And now we broke below the low again. Well, right now it's still testing. Hasn't broken below the low, it's still testing. Right? Here on the 30-minute time frame, you would think, oh, this broke the lows, right? But this is just because it's a 4-hour low. The 30-minute time frame just shows that it did a sweep of the lows. Right, so here in the 1-hour time frame, almost, I was gonna say, oh, we probably got an engulfing candle, almost. Right, so now that we know that these lows were swept, that these lows weren't really broken, right? We had this low that was broken, change of character, have this high, and the low. USDCAD, another one that was beautiful today. at the low of the zone, consolidating, right? Consolidated, broke below, swept, then went straight up, straight into profit. Daily time frame, looking at where we're at, right? We were at the bottom of consolidation, then we started pushing away from consolidation, gave us the first push, pullback, right to where we were at here. Price consolidated, then broke above, reaching the top of the 4-hour zone here. So we could be expecting USDCAD to just continue this trend push, right? We've already got the break, could be expecting a break and a retest to continue the push to the top side. USDCAD is definitely one that I'm going to be looking at for tomorrow. I want to also take a look at US oil. 2 days of rise, we got into the engulfing zone. Give me 1 second, what time frame was that? 4-hour, yep. Right, so we finally reached the 4-hour highs again. Rise, 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 drop, then we had another rise this week. Waiting to see what price wants to do. Gave us 3 days of rise, then gave us a no net, reset, and now giving us another 2 days of rise. And we're on the retest zone again. So if price could give me some type of confirmation up here, whether that's going to be an engulfing candle or sweep of the highs, I would be expecting a gap or a wick to happen. That's when we'll start seeing price fall on oil again. But these lows were tapped into many times already as well. My bad, guys. I was sending a text message. Damn, the cat opened the door. So oil looking good still, right? Still gonna wait to see what price wants to do here at these highs, right? Once we're in these engulfing zones, price is still making higher highs and higher lows. So I'm not gonna be looking into getting into any sells until we start breaking below these lows and we start making lower lows and lower highs. Almost done here, guys. Quick class. Nobody has any questions. It'll be quick today. Right, so 372 today for gold. Beautiful fucking entries again. Just news kicks everything off, guys. Right? If there's news, you know I don't trade during the news events. So with that being the case, you know, it's unfortunate that the days that we don't take the trade because of just news, for example, our setups happen 100%, right? Beautiful setups today. So gold, really nothing much to say today, right? We have 3 days of drop. After 3 days, market must chop or rise. So I'm not really expecting another day of a drop today for gold. Good evening, my brother. Damn, you joined right at the end of the session. But if you have any questions, let me know. Any pairs you want me to go over, let me know. And then Bitcoin, guys. Right, Bitcoin, we already know we're at 50K. Price today gave us a day of drop, gave us an engulfing. Right, today for Bitcoin is a pretty easy trade too. At the top of the zone, gave us a 1, 2, 3 red engulfing candle. The next candle was that green candle that came up, gave us a retest. Right here in the 30-minute time frame is exactly what it looks like, right? Price broke, retest, clean entry, straight into profit. Right, but again, the reasons why none of these trades today were triggered by us is because we had news, right? So we had news at 8:30 in the morning. We already know that we're not going to be trading, right? And this happened at 6:30 in the morning. So super easy trade today on Bitcoin, super easy trade on gold, super easy trade on US30. But with that news that we had today, we just were not looking at the charts like that. AUDJPY, yeah, I got you. So AJ minus funny because AJ, I was going over this today with somebody else earlier. So AJ, we're at the top of, we're pretty much in peak high territory, right? We're at the top of the market maker's pattern, and this is a pair where price is just consolidating here at the top. We're just moving sideways, right? It's moving sideways, but it's still giving us higher highs and higher highs, right? To where we're at now. So here in the 4 hour, right, you could just mark it up piece by piece. You can still see how price is now again at the high of the zone. So, you know, at this point, this is where I'd just be looking at, for example, I'd just be marking it like this, right? And what I'd be looking for is, okay, if price could break above this zone, then we know we could look for price to continue to go up, right? And at this point, we have a day of rise, we have a day of no net, day of rise, 2 days of rise, 3 days of rise. After 3 days of rise, which was yesterday, or yeah, yesterday, market must chop or drop, and it dropped, which was today. So at this point, right, we know that in the 30-minute time frame, we're trading between this low and this high, right? Because we know that this higher high and higher low just happened here. So now that we know we have this higher high and higher low, we know we're at the top of the 4 hour zone. We have these lows here too. This is the last red candle before the push up. Okay, perfect. Right? Is price tapped into the zone? Yes. So this is where now price, we're either going to see price start going back up to go top to the 4 hour zone, or this is where we're going to see price do this and go down. So AJ today is super simple, and it's already in the point of interest. So then you would be asking, okay, so how do you know you look for entries, right? At this point, we're at the low of the zone, start going into the lower time frames, right? First of all, do we have any engulfing candles? Red, red, greens, right? In the 1 hour, no. In the 4 hour, no. 30-minute, no. Right? 15-minute. 15-minute, we have a red, red that could be a green engulfing now in 14 minutes, right? Other thing I want to look at is internal structure, where I want to see it in the 5-minute, in the 1 minute, maybe depends on the pair. AJ is not that big of a pair. It's also super early still, so I wouldn't want to look at this in the 1 minute time frame. But in the 5-minute, just continue to look at structure. We have lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high. So here's where we have a change of character, right? Higher high, higher low, lower high. We know that we're still trading between, we had this break, we're still trading between this high and this low, right? And then here we can see that the lows broke. So still now we need to start waiting for price to give us either higher highs and higher lows in a lower time frame to continue this push to the top side, or we wait for price to break below these lows. Can I ask, how do you use the weekly daily candle open? Because I don't understand it. Hold on, give me a minute. My bad, my mom called me. The weekly daily candle open. I'm not really sure I understand your question. Or do you mean like, okay, I got you. So I'll give you the example here. So on AU, right? So the daily and the weekly candles is the same way we'll use the 30-minute candles, right? So we'll start from this month, right? And let's turn off the folders here so it could be cleaner, right? So let's start here. So the beginning of the month, November 1st, price opens here at the bottom. At the end of the month, December 1st, right? Price ended at the top. Did the price go down or did the price go up? Right, it went up. So that's what we would consider when price went up for the month. Right, same thing for the weekly candles. Right, for the weekly candles, the same thing. The week, we'll start here at the top, right? The week for January 14th, right? It opened here at the top. And at the end of the week, on the 21st, what did price do? It went down and it closed at the bottom. So that gave us a week of drop. Right, and we're just looking for continuations, right? 372s, which happened in the 30-minute time frame, the 3 weeks of rise, the 3 months of rise, or vice versa, 3 months of drop, right? So same thing here in the 15-minute time frame, right? The 15-minute time frame, or I'm sorry, the 30-minute time frame. I have it marked here 15. In the 30-minute time frame, right? If price starts at the beginning of the day, right, 5 p.m. here at the bottom, and it closes at the top, then we know we have those days of rise, right? So then goes into what we were doing today, right? The trades for today for gold, right? We have 2 days of drop. So today being the third day, we were expecting a 372. This is what a 372 looks like. Picture perfect 372. 2 days of drop. After 2 days, market must. It was that third day. And again, it's just following structure too. If you're going counter with the trend, you know it's not gonna happen most of the time. So you gotta make sure you're following it with the trend. How can I combine it with the Fib retracement? Is good if, for example, the weekly open is, well, the Fib retracement and the weekly opens, monthly opens, they're a little bit different. They're, well, completely different. It has really nothing to do with it. Um, right? Because the Fib retracements, the way you're really, it opens a whole other conversation, right? Because then I have to ask you the following question: how do you use your fibs, right? Because there is a right way to use Fibonacci's, right? And again, I'll use the example for today for gold, right? Today's gold entry criterias, right, was the 372, the BOS retest, the engulfing retest, and there was a Fibonacci retracement. There was a 70s 78.6 retracement, right? So I'll give you the example. We have this low here and this high, right? This high broke, which gave us a change of character, gave us this high and this low, right? Now this low broke here, right? Once this low broke here, right, the way, I guess I'm gonna say the correct way to use the fib, right? You're using it from the break of the break. So it really just has nothing to do with the opening of the weeks or anything. It just really has to do with, you could use the fib in a 4-hour break. You could use it in a daily break, the same way we're using it here in the 30-minute break, right? So once we had a 30-minute break, we're expecting price to pull back into 50%, 61.8, and that's exactly what price did, right? And the reason we're expecting that is because we had the 800 EMA as well. So price just pulled back up to the 800 EMA and just everything was lining up, right? There was so much confluence up here. So yeah, so to go to your question, right? That 618 retracement, it did happen, but it has nothing to do with just the opening of the candles. It just has to do with the breaks of, you know, the structure that we're currently looking for, right? So this low broke here. Once this low broke down here, we're expecting a pullback, and that pullback is going to be in that 618 area, if that makes sense. Question please, on what time should I fix or settle my confirmation entry when it breaks? 30-minute time frame. But yes, again, it really depends on what time frame you're looking for the break. So if you're looking for a 4-hour break, right, you need to wait for that 4-hour break of structure. Once the 4-hour break of structure happens, then you start looking for the 30-minute confirmations, right? So the example for GJ, right, I think it was GJ, when I'm looking for the 4-hour break at the top, right, I'm not looking at the 4-hour break, which is the blue box. I'm not looking for price to break above in the 30-minute time frame. What I'm looking for is for price to break above in the 4-hour. So I'll give you the example, right? I'm looking for price to break above in the 4-hour time frame. So what I'm looking for is for this green candle, right? This green candle was the green candle at 1 in the morning. At 1 in the morning, this green candle closed above the zone and gave us a break of structure, right? And then we'll change this to orange. So then now in the 4-hour time frame, once we see that price broke above the zone, that's when we want to go to the 30-minute time frame, right? In the 30-minute time frame, this is what that 4-hour candle looks like, right? That 4-hour candle is made up by this first green candle and the next 1, 2, 3, 4 candles here, right? So from here to here is the 4-hour candles. Once we go to the 30-minute time frame and we see, okay, cool, we broke above, what are we now looking for in the 30-minute time frame? Is looking for that pullback and that retest, which is again just this green candle here that was given at 8:30 in the morning. So the question, or I guess the answer, right? The answer is you want to look for the break of structures in the time frame that they're supposed to happen in. So if you're looking for a 30-minute time frame break of structure, you want to see it on the 30-minute. If you're waiting for a 4-hour break, you want to see it on the 4-hour. Then when you're looking for the entries, yes, that's when you want to start looking for the entries in the 30-minute, the 15-minute, even the 5-minute time frame. But it's the first thing, right? Step number one, right, if we're going back into GJ, step number one, did GJ break in the 4-hour time frame? If it broke in the 4-hour time frame, okay, cool, go to the 30-minute time frame. In the 30-minute time frame, on the break, did it give you a retest? Right? If it hasn't given you a retest, then that's what you need to wait for. You need to wait for that retest. Right? If price gave you the retest, then you already know that's the entry point. Right? For price to just continue to go up to the top side. Rather AUDJPY, well, same thing, right? Right? Yeah, that was the one that we were going over. That was the one that I was trying to think about. But same thing, right? Same, pretty much the same aspect, right? So when you're looking at the 4-hour top of the break, right? Let's talk about first the top of the zone, right? Again, in the 4-hour, once you're waiting for the break, you want to see the break in the 4-hour time frame, and then when the break confirms in the 4-hour time frame, you want to switch over to the 30-minute, and in the 30-minute, that's when you want to enter to go to the top side. Right, now to talk about today's entry, right? Today's entry is just 30-minute time frame, right? You want to continue to look at what price is doing down here, right? Is price, look at all these wicks down here at the bottom. all these wicks here at the bottom of the zone is letting me know, hey, these are all exhaustion candles. Price is tired, right? But the other thing that I'm keeping an eye on is the 800 EMA, right? Can price sweep the lows, right? Bounce off the 800 and then continue to bounce to the top side? Absolutely. So what you want to look for is the lower time frame, right? Once you're in the point of interest, now you want to go to the 5-minute time frame, right? AJ looks good in the 5-minute time frame, right? Why? Because you have lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Lower high, higher low, higher high, change of character, higher low, lower high, lower low, change of character again, lower high, lower low. That's where we're at now, lower low or lower high, right? So what are you looking for, right? Once your price is in your point of interest, and you're now, for the sake of this trade, right, you're looking for price to go up. Are you looking for price to make lower lows and lower highs in an uptrend, or are you looking for price to make higher highs and higher lows in an uptrend? Right? So once you know the answer to that question, right, makes trading a lot easier. Right? So now you know, okay, price is on our point of interest. We want to see price go up. Right? The only way price is going to start going up is if you see higher highs and higher lows. If price gets to your point of interest and it's still making lower lows and lower highs, then you know it's not ready to move. Right? Let's use Bitcoin for today for an example. Right? Let's use Bitcoin for an example for today. Bitcoin created our point of interest up here. Once Bitcoin created our point of interest, what did price start doing? Broke away. It was making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Once we got to the point of interest, we created the point of interest. What did price do? Created lower low. Right? Change of character. Lower high. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Lower low, lower high. Right? Lower low. Right? Let's look at US30 for today. Right? US30 today created the point of interest. When it created the point of interest, what did price do? Right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, boom. Lower low, change of character. Lower high. Right? Boom, retested our zone. Lower low, lower high. What did price do? It gave us all these wicks, exhaustion candles, lower lows, lower highs the entire time. Right? Gold. Did we do gold? No. Well, gold was a little different because gold was just the 61.8 retracement. It was a more of an aggressive trade. So price never gave us lower lows, lower highs. It just went up to our 61.8 retracement and then shot down with the news at 8:30, right? But we could see how price at one point was giving us higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and price just started doing what? Consolidating, right? So that's what you really have to wait for on AJ, but is also just in general. Whenever your price is in a point of interest, you want to wait for structure to change. Right? So here in the 1-minute time frame, you could just see it still. You have lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high to where we're at now in the middle of that zone. Right? So price still hasn't given us a change of character to the top side, still hasn't given us higher highs and higher lows. Price is still just trending down to the bottom side. But guys, that's pretty much it for today. Hope you guys learned something. We'll be back in the morning for sure. Um, the day right after crazy news, so I'm not expecting too much volume to happen tomorrow. But either way, we'll be up and we'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My bad, I was just counting through these. Wanted to make sure I did all of them. We'll be up tomorrow and we'll be active. So make sure you guys are there. Make sure you guys join the Discord. I'll post the link to that now. And we'll be live in the morning, 6 a.m. See you guys then. Thank you, of course, my brother. No problem. See you guys in the morning. Peace out.